this is our driverless car, we believe. This is great.
You can actually connect your Spotify to it as well, so it'll play you whatever you want.
The previous episode saw us arrive at our hotel in Carmel, and having checked in and loaded the bikes, it was time to go and explore. So the first thing to do was head down to the beach. Carmel is a beautiful place and clearly upmarket, as it describes itself as a 1 square mile fairy tale village full of inspired restaurants, wine tasting, boutique shops, art galleries and a white sandy beach with stunning scenery. I mean, where else would you have an upmarket dog and cat boutique? It's also very famous for its celebrities who live here and visit, and in particular Clint Eastwood is strongly associated with Carmel. He lived here for 15 years, which includes the time he spent as the mayor of Carmel between 1986 and 1988. But more of him later as we visit his iconic restaurant, the Hogs Inn. But right now, let's go and explore the beach. Being back on this beach brings back many memories for me. I remember sitting here in 2010 as I was on my way down the Pan American Highway from Alaska to Argentina. And I've reached the beautiful little town of Carmel in California. I've just wandered down here to the beach looking for Clint Eastwood, but he's not around at the moment because, as most people know, Carmel is famous for being Clint Eastwood territory. He was the mayor of Carmel for quite a few years. He still lives here apparently. So 15 years later, here I am back again, but this time in a little bit more comfort, and my beautiful wife to share it with. Right, here we are folks, beer o'clock in downtown Carmel, and we're going to head to the Hogs Inn. I don't think there'll be any hope of seeing Clint. He let me down 15 years ago and he's probably 95 by now. The Hogs Inn website states that since Clint Eastwood founded this sanctuary in 1970, every detail has been carefully curated to preserve the soul of the hog and the spirit of Carmel. We honour his legacy by staying true to the place he built, authentic, unpretentious, timeless. This is more than a place to dine, it's a place to feel, belong and return to. Well, here I am back again. Let's go and check out the food. Very, very fancy. Excellent. Perfect for you. This is ideal for you.
I believe it's 24 degrees. Well, it's a good job I'd not eaten today.
Oh, that's all right.
It's huge.
Ribs and fries. Excellent.
Yummy.
After an excellent and expensive night at the Hog, our short time in Carmel was over and it was back to the hotel.
Bry visited Carmel while he was on his Pan American trip back in 2010, and he told me how beautiful it was, so we thought we'd take the opportunity of visiting on our way to San Francisco. It feels like an upmarket place with some beautiful houses, designer shops and white sandy beaches. There's plenty of restaurants including Chez Noir, a Michelin-starred place, and Clint Eastwood's Hogs Inn, which is where Bry ordered his Dirty Harry burger back in 2010, and where we chose some tasty but ridiculously expensive crab cakes and ribs. Our allocated room was 111 on the ground floor of the villa-style hotel. It was very dark with no view at all, so I asked the very helpful receptionist if we could upgrade. We moved to 119, which was on the first floor and overlooked the water and the mountains. It was large and bright with patio doors opening onto a small balcony, a very comfy king-size bed, sofa, small kitchen area with microwave and coffee machine, which is great if you want to self-cater, and a wall-mounted TV. The ensuite had a tub and a very good strong shower, and whilst there was no air conditioning, the norm it seems for hotels in Carmel, it did have an electric fire, which probably seems less strange if you arrive in winter than it did to us in 26 degrees. The service was excellent from check-in, when we were given maps of the local area and an access code to the garden jacuzzi, and they were more than happy for us to upgrade rooms. While there's no catering on site and breakfast was a basket of fruit, granola, apple juice and a couple of pre-packaged croissants left outside the door at 8 o'clock, they do have a complimentary wine and cheese happy hour from 4 to 6 every night. There is adequate flat parking for all guests, and whilst the car park isn't especially secure, it's clearly a safe area. Carmel is a very hilly place, and it's worth mentioning that the Horizon Inn, which is graded 3 on booking.com, is located in one of the highest locations in the town. The walk down to the beach and the retail area was easy, but coming back was certainly a hot, sweaty challenge. So if you stay here, take a hardy pair of trainers and a bottle of water. It was a pleasant stay, but we felt it was way overpriced compared with some of the other hotels we've stayed in.
Well, good morning, folks. What a difference a day makes. We've woken up today in Carmel. It's very cloudy, misty, slight drizzle in the air. But anyway, we had a fabulous night last night, Hogs breath in, didn't see Clint, but never mind. And today, very shortly, we're going to pack up the bikes and we're going to be off up Pacific Coast Highway 1 to San Francisco, which will be our next stop. So we'll catch you on the road. And so this was our route today, nearly 4 hours ride to San Francisco, spending as much time as we could on the wonderful Pacific Coast Highway 1. After riding for about an hour on the lookout for somewhere to have breakfast, we spotted the Devonport Roadhouse, which we thought would be perfect. It must sell bacon and eggs and coffee. So we stopped for a coffee at this roadhouse, hoping that they would do breakfast, like bacon, eggs kind of breakfast. Sadly, no breakfast available, so instead we opted for a pizza. No bacon and eggs. Instead, massive
Margarita pizza for breakfast.
Well, it wasn't exactly breakfast, more like an early brunch, but at least it gives us the fuel to push on to San Francisco. Well, there's something magnificent about riding a coastal road, even if the weather could be better. Time for a photo opportunity, I think. When you're riding the Pacific Coast Highway 1, it gives you so many opportunities to stop and pull in and admire the magnificent scenery.
Stand out. I see it be the sun, not a gray cloud. Stand out.
Now that was a bit better. As we headed further north on the Pacific Coast Highway 1, it looked like the sun was trying to come out, and it was definitely feeling like it was brighter. Perfect riding weather.
My door's wide open now, come on in. Sit right down and let this show begin. I'm gonna break through to you. It's a fact, not a point of view. If there's the last thing I'll ever do,
sadly the promised sunshine didn't quite break through, and the low cloud and drizzle came back. Still, it's hard to spoil this magnificent scenery. Just over an hour to go to San Francisco, and when one of the camera batteries running a bit low, we took the opportunity in one of the state beaches at Pomponio to pull in, have a break and refresh the batteries.
Are you coming on now? I'm gonna break through you. It's when the signs are all holding true. If it's the last thing I'll ever do, I'm gonna break through you. I'm gonna break through you. It's a fact, not a point of view. If it's the last thing I'll ever do, I'm gonna break through you. Yeah, I'm gonna break through you.
Eventually and sadly, Highway 1 gives way to Highway 101 as we near the environs of the city itself. And before you know it, you run into the inevitable 4-lane traffic jams. Welcome to San Francisco, folks. Thankfully, most of the heavy traffic was heading to the Bay Bridge area, so we pulled off on 4th Street. With an estimated population of about 827,000 people, San Francisco proper is the 4th most populous city in the US state of California, and the 17th most populous in the United States. It's best known for its steep rolling hills and eclectic mix of architecture. It has a mild climate and the main landmarks include the Golden Gate Bridge, cable cars and Alcatraz, all of which we'll experience later. But first of all, let's find our hotel. And when we hit California Street, not far from the hotel, the action cameras don't do it justice. These were really steep roads. And so here we are at the Stanford Court Hotel, our home for the next 3 nights. Well, here we are, folks. The Stanford Court Hotel in San Francisco. And nice hotel. Really interesting ride to actually get here. Wasn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy doing that too often.
For those of you really old and have watched a program called The Streets of San Francisco or the old Steve McQueen film Bullet, then you know that some of the roads are incredibly steep. Unfortunately, we had to come up one to get here. But anyway, it's a nice place. So we're here for 3 nights.
3 nights, yeah. See my daughter, do some shopping.
And plenty of opportunities to go and explore the delights of San Francisco. So let's check in later.
We've been to San Francisco before, so the main reason we visited this time was to see Jenna, my daughter, who's lived in the US since 2016. It's always useful to have someone who's very knowledgeable about the area when you visit, and Jen was able to take us to some amazing sites and restaurants, and the first night we arrived she took us to a fantastic waterside place, the Spinnaker Seafood Restaurant, which overlooked the Golden Gate Bridge.
The Golden Gate Bridge is the famous suspension bridge. Completed in 1937, it's known for its Art Deco design, distinctive orange colour and scenic views. It's approximately 1.7 miles long, with daily traffic of nearly 90,000 vehicles. The next day, the plan was for Sue and Jenna to spend the whole day together doing girly stuff. And I was going to spend my time downloading and editing the footage we'd taken. Sadly, that didn't take long as my MacBook crashed and burned. Fortunately, there's an Apple store in Union Square which is a 10-minute walk from the hotel. So an expensive hour and a half later on, I came back to the hotel with a brand new MacBook and set to work. So that's it, folks. An expensive trip to the Mac store in downtown San Francisco. So while I was down there, I grabbed myself a coffee, had a wander round, and then headed back to the hotel for a working lunch and spent a couple of hours setting up the new MacBook and downloading all the footage. Footage from yesterday's ride, and I'm having a working lunch of a turkey bagel. Yum yum. This is our driverless car, we believe. This is great.
You can actually connect your Spotify to it as well, so it'll play you whatever you want.
No, I'm not a driver. We don't need one.
Seatbelts.
Seatbelts on. Start the ride. There's the invisible man. Ready?
Vehicle approaching. Heading to on Drum Street. Please make sure your seatbelt is fastened. For any questions, press the call support button to speak with a rider support agent.
There we have it, another driverless experience. So here we are down at Fisherman's Wharf in beautiful sunny weather. Just time to grab a coffee, get a bit of breakfast, jump on the ferry to Alcatraz. Alcatraz is a former maximum security federal prison on an island in San Francisco Bay. It operated from 1934 to 1963, and it was known for housing inmates who broke rules at other federal prisons. Famous prisoners include Al Capone, Machine Gun Kelly, and of course, the Birdman of Alcatraz. The island is nicknamed the Rock due to its isolation and strong currents that made escape nearly impossible. Several escape attempts were made, the most famous being in June 1962 by 3 inmates. But more of that later. Even now it feels like a very grim and foreboding place, and you can't imagine what it would be like to be incarcerated here. Although escape from Alcatraz was virtually impossible, the most famous escapees are Frank Morris and the brothers John and Clarence Anglin, who broke out in June 11th, 1962. They used tools to wind their vents, made dummy heads to fool the guards, and escaped in a raft made of raincoats. Their fate is officially unknown, but it's believed they drowned in the San Francisco Bay, although their bodies were never recovered. The trio spent months carefully chipping away at the concrete around their air vents in the cells, and on the night of June 11, 1962, they put the finishing touches on their plan. They placed dummy heads in their beds, climbed out of their cells through the vents, and made their way to the roof. And while we were on the island, a former inmate, William G. Baker, whose book Alcatraz 1259 is one of the top sellers on the island, was actually there, still alive, and selling his book. A fascinating place to visit, but now back to civilization. Prison visiting is thirsty work. There, clam chowder bowl in sourdough and tomato soup in a sourdough and a beer. Cheers, beer o'clock.
I won't be afraid, 'cause as long as you stand by.
And to finish off a great day, it was an opportunity to take one of the famous San Francisco trams, or streetcars as they're known. There are 3 historic cable car lines, the Powell Hyde, the Powell Mason and California Street lines, and we took the Powell Mason one, which took us very close to our hotel. The San Francisco cable car system is the world's last manually operated cable car system and an icon of the city of San Francisco. So if you're here, you have to do it.
That can't have been very flattering.
Those brakes were burning like crazy. Where are you?
Let me get you a Rolls Royce.
So that was our first trip on a cable car in San Francisco, and now we're back at the hotel.
I'd looked everywhere in the UK to find the only perfume that smells half decent on me, with no luck whatsoever. But here it was in Macy's. I can feel a regular trip back to San Francisco coming on. The hotel is located on one of the nicest and steepest parts of the city. The famous San Fran tram runs right past the main entrance and travels all the way down to near Fisherman's Wharf and the piers, offering trips to Alcatraz Island and various other locations. Union Square, with all its shops and cafes, is only a short walk or very short cab ride away. Bri had booked a Superior Queen, and to be honest, we were a little disappointed, so not for the first time on the trip, I asked the friendly receptionist if we could change. The second room was more spacious and had a king-size bed, wall-mounted TV, and some storage for our kit. There was a good-size ensuite with a tub and a very effective shower. There was also a coffee machine, which is great, but we have noticed that hotels in the USA, at least the ones we've stayed in, don't appear to provide milk for the coffee or bottled water. The service from reception, bar and the valet guys who looked after our bikes was very good. We find the tipping culture in America, where there's an expectation to add 20, 25 or 28% to every bill, pretty uncomfortable. But the staff on the whole deserve some recognition for the excellent customer service. Parking was included in our booking, but when we arrived we were told that parking was outsourced by the hotel and vehicles were taken off site. Clearly that wasn't going to work for us, and the valet was more than happy to find us a corner in the drop-off area where they were pretty safe. I did notice that we were charged for parking at $38 per day when I checked out. That was an expensive error by the hotel, so if you stay here, do check your final invoice. There is a restaurant at the hotel, but we chose to eat out for the 3 nights we were there. Breakfast wasn't included, and we thought it was pretty steep at $36 a head for a buffet. The Stanford Court, which is graded 4 on Booking.com, was ideally placed for us and offered everything we needed. Being so central, it isn't cheap, but to be honest, nothing in San Francisco is, and we would certainly stay there again.